It began with a door. Lucian lived alone in a small apartment, tucked away in the outskirts of a city that felt as lifeless as the dreams that plagued him. But on this night, something was different. The hallway outside his bedroom had stretched, distorting into something longer than it should be. At the very end, where only a blank wall had once stood, there was now a black door. It had no knob, no seams, just smooth, polished darkness, as though it had been carved from night itself. As he stepped closer, the air grew thick, heavy with an unseen force that made his skin crawl. Then, a voice, soft and jagged like broken glass, whispered from the other side. "You do not belong here." Something inside him, something old and unfamiliar, disagreed. His fingers touched the surface, and the door split open, not like something swinging on hinges, but like flesh tearing apart. Beyond it lay a city, stretching into the void, a place that did not belong in this world. Lucian stepped forward. The sky above was not a sky at all. It was shifting, a patchwork of different realities stitched together like some grotesque experiment. One moment, it was filled with stars, constellations twisted into shapes that hurt to look at. The next, it was suffocating black, filled with something watching from the void. The streets were worse. Buildings melted into each other, their walls breathing, pulsing like living flesh. And the people, if they could be called that, moved without sound, their faces blurred, their bodies stretched and wrong. They passed him, whispering in words he didn't understand, but somehow felt. Then he saw her. A woman, standing in the center of the street, watching him. Her skin was covered in scars, each one carved with symbols that burned when he looked at them. "You finally opened the door," she said, her voice dry, as if she had been waiting for a long, long time. Lucian felt something inside him stir, something familiar and terrible. "What is this place?" "You already know." He didn't want to. Her name was Sable, and she knew things about Lucian that he didn't even know about himself. She told him the truth: Earth was not alone. It was just one of 5 realms, all once connected, but now severed from each other like limbs hacked from a dying body. Something had broken the connection long ago. Something had sealed Earth away. And now, something was trying to break through again. "You were the one who sealed them," Sable said. "You were the one who broke the connection." Lucian recoiled. "That's not possible. I don't remember any of this." "Because you chose to forget." She told him about the other realms, each one decaying, each one filled with horrors beyond imagination. And in the center of it all was the Hollow One, a thing that had once ruled over the realms before Lucian had locked it away. "Now it's waking up," she said. "And if it does, everything dies." They fled the city before it saw them. As they ran, the streets shifted, twisting, watching. Something was following. Something without a face, without a form, but with too many voices. Lucian could hear them whispering, crawling into his mind, reminding him of things he had forgotten. They reached the temple at the edge of the first realm, a cathedral built from bones and silence. Inside, the walls were covered in murals, paintings that bled and changed as he looked at them. And then he saw it. A war. A war between creatures that should not exist, things not bound by time, by space, by sanity. At the center of it all was a figure, standing against the darkness. Lucian. His head throbbed. Memories came rushing back in broken shards. He saw himself, standing at the edge of existence, making a choice. To lock the realms away. To erase his own memory. To hide on Earth, hoping that it would be enough to keep the Hollow One buried. But it hadn't been enough. Because the thing in the void remembered him. And it was coming back. The temple began to breathe. The air grew thick with something wrong, a presence pushing through the walls. Sable grabbed his arm. "It's here." The walls split open, and something crawled out. The Hollow One. It was not a thing. It was absence, a shape cut from the world, shifting, growing, dragging itself forward with too many hands. The air screamed around it, distorting as if the world itself was trying to reject its presence. And then it spoke. "Do you remember me?" Lucian's knees buckled. His mind cracked open like rotten wood, and everything came back. He had been more than human. He had been the reconciler, the one who once held the power to merge or destroy the 5 realms. He had stood at the edge of reality and made a choice. But it had never been about saving the worlds. It had been about saving himself. The Hollow One had once been part of him. And now, it wanted to come back. Lucian screamed as the thing reached for him, its touch unraveling his skin like paper. He saw glimpses of what lay beyond the void, things that should never be seen. And in that moment he knew. There were no heroes. There was no salvation. There was only a choice. To open the realms, to let the Hollow One consume everything. Or to seal the worlds forever, trapping himself and everything within a prison of endless, rotting decay. Sable's voice cut through the madness. "Lucian, choose!" The Hollow One loomed over him. And he did. He made the final mistake. The walls of the world split apart. And the screaming never stopped.